Have you ever felt betrayed by those who should have been your biggest supporters? The sting of family jealousy cuts deeper than most pains because it's unexpected. It comes from the very people we trust, the ones we assume will celebrate our victories and catch us when we fall. But instead of lifting us higher, their words can bring us down. Their silence when we succeed, or their subtle jabs disguised as jokes, leave us questioning our worth. What makes this hurt so unique is that it's not from strangers or rivals. It's from the people we've grown up with, those who know our struggles and victories better than anyone else. It's a wound that many carry silently because society tells us that family is supposed to be a safe haven. But the truth is, family jealousy is more common than we admit, and it's time we face it head on. Family jealousy leaves a unique scar because it feels deeply personal. When the people closest to you, those who know your heart, your struggles and your dreams, begin to resent your success, it's devastating. You question everything. Was I wrong to grow? Should I hide my achievements just to keep the peace? The emotional toll is heavy because we expect family to be our greatest supporters, not our biggest critics. But here's the truth. Family jealousy isn't about you, it's about them. Often it stems from their own fears, insecurities, and unfulfilled dreams. Your growth reminds them of what they feel they've missed out on or abandoned long ago. Consider the story of a young entrepreneur who finally made it big after years of struggle. She expected her family to celebrate with her, but instead, they grew cold, distant, and even dismissive of her success. What she learned is something we all must accept. It's not your success that bothers them, it's their fear that they've been left behind. This isn't your burden to carry, their feelings are theirs alone. Jealousy doesn't always announce itself openly. Often it hides behind polite smiles and subtle digs. It shows up in backhanded compliments like, "Wow, you've done well for yourself. Must be nice." Or through sudden distance from people who once cheered for you. One day they're your biggest supporters, the next they're silent when you share your wins. Have you ever felt like your happiness made others uncomfortable? That unsettling feeling isn't your imagination, it's a sign something has shifted. Real support feels warm and genuine, but hidden envy feels cold, calculated, and dismissive. It's important to recognize these signs without judgment. Ask yourself, who truly claps when I win? Who gets quiet when I share good news? Noticing these patterns helps you protect your peace without becoming bitter or resentful. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Jealousy doesn't stem from your success. It's rooted in their insecurity. Every step forward you take can feel like a spotlight on what they haven't accomplished. It's not that they hate your growth. They fear what it reflects back to them. Imagine your success as a mirror, your growth, your wins. They highlight the unfulfilled dreams and potential they've buried, and that reflection stings. It's easier for them to resent you than to face their own regrets. But here's the truth. It's not your job to fix their feelings. Compassion, yes, but responsibility, no. When you understand that their envy isn't about you, it sets you free. You stop internalizing their reactions. You stop dimming your light. Instead, you become a source of inspiration, not by shrinking, but by showing what's possible. Sometimes the greatest act of love is to live unapologetically and let them catch up when they're ready. Dealing with family jealousy requires strength and grace. First, set clear boundaries. You can love people while protecting your peace. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. You decide who gets access and how much. Next, remember that their reactions don't define your worth. You don't have to explain yourself or dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Keep shining. Be proud of your journey. Stay empathetic, but don't get pulled into their emotional storm. Most importantly, focus on surrounding yourself with those who genuinely celebrate your growth. Your tribe may not always be blood, but they will always be family. Let their love and encouragement remind you of who you are. Keep moving forward unapologetically. Rise above. Family jealousy doesn't define you, let it fuel you. Take that pain, that disappointment, and transform it into strength. Keep rising. Keep growing. You don't need permission to become everything you're meant to be. Use every obstacle as a stepping stone to something greater. This is your time. Own it. Why do those closest to us sometimes become our biggest critics? It's a painful question, but the answer lies in something deeper than malice. Jealousy often stems from personal insecurity, unspoken fears, and unfulfilled dreams. It's rarely about your achievements. It's about what your success represents to them. Think of jealousy as a mirror. When people see you growing, that mirror reflects what they feel they've lost or given up. It forces them to confront dreams they may have abandoned or potential they feel they never realized. Rather than facing those emotions, it's easier to redirect them at you. Understanding this doesn't excuse the behavior, but it gives you clarity. Their criticism isn't a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of their inner struggle. Knowing this helps you rise above the sting of their words and continue your journey without guilt or hesitation. Comparison is the root of many tensions. Family members, often without realizing it, begin to measure your success against their own missed opportunities. Your achievements can feel like a reminder of the things they once dreamed of but never pursued. What starts as admiration can quietly turn into resentment. Your success isn't the problem is the unspoken comparison it triggers. Have you ever sensed resentment from someone who once cheered you on? The shift is subtle but undeniable. You catch their half-hearted smile or their quick change of subject when you share your wins. This comparison trap breeds tension because it taps into their deepest regrets. But here's the key. Their journey is not yours. You don't need to apologize for growing. Your path is your own, and you must continue to walk it boldly, regardless of how it makes others feel. Fear plays a powerful role in family jealousy. When you grow, some may feel an unspoken fear that they'll be left behind, that your success will create a distance between you. It's not about malice or hatred. It's about the deep, unspoken fear of being forgotten or losing their connection with you. This fear often manifests as criticism, coldness, or withdrawal. But beneath it all, it's a cry for reassurance. They fear that your growth means there won't be room for them in your future. Compassion is key here. While it's not your job to manage their emotions, understanding their fear helps you respond with empathy instead of anger. Your growth isn't a threat, it's an invitation. Not everyone will be ready to accept that, and that's okay. Keep growing. Those who truly love you will find their way back in time. Consider the story of Sarah, a young entrepreneur who built a thriving business from the ground up. At first, her family cheered her on, but as her success grew, so did the distance between them. Her victories, instead of being celebrated, were met with subtle jabs and backhanded compliments. Sarah could have let the negativity dim her light, but she made a choice to rise higher. She used their criticism as fuel, turning the pain into motivation. She stopped seeking their approval and focused on her purpose. Over time, her success became undeniable, and those who doubted her couldn't ignore her impact. Sarah's journey is a reminder that family jealousy doesn't have to hold you back. She didn't shrink to make others comfortable. She rose higher. And you can too. Let their envy serve as proof that you're doing something extraordinary. Stay focused. Keep climbing. Are you playing small to protect others' feelings? Are you hiding your success to avoid conflict? These are hard questions, but they're necessary. Far too often we dim our light because we fear the reactions of those around us. But here's the truth. Shrinking yourself won't heal their insecurities. Playing small doesn't make the world brighter. It just keeps you stuck in a shadow that was never meant for you. Ask yourself, what opportunities am I missing because I'm afraid to shine? Break free from the fear of judgment. Your light is meant to inspire, not be hidden away. Letting go of guilt is one of the most freeing shifts you can make. Their jealousy isn't your burden to carry. It's a reflection of their journey, not your worth. You don't owe anyone an apology for your growth or success. Remember this, you're not responsible for how others react to your achievements. Your only job is to keep growing, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself. Their feelings are theirs to process, not yours to fix. Every step you take forward is a testament to your courage. Release the guilt, keep climbing. The view ahead is worth it. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. When faced with family jealousy, boundaries become your greatest tool. They remind others that your energy is sacred and your purpose is unshakable. Don't waste time seeking validation from those who refuse to see your worth. Stay focused on your journey and guard your power. Choose your battles wisely and prioritize the goals that set your soul on fire. Your light deserves to shine, no matter who it blinds. When you embrace your potential unapologetically, You create space for others to rise. Keep shining, the world needs your brilliance. Jealousy can be invisible, but its impact is loud. It doesn't always show up as direct criticism. Sometimes it's a lingering comment, a raised eyebrow, or an awkward silence when you share your success. Subtle, yes, but powerful enough to make you second-guess everything. Suddenly, you find yourself hesitating. You tone down your excitement, downplay your achievements, or even change your plans to avoid conflict. How many times have you dimmed your light, not because you weren't proud, but because you didn't want to make others uncomfortable? Jealousy is sneaky. It wraps itself around your confidence, creating hesitation and self-doubt. It makes you question if you're being too ambitious, too loud, or too proud. But here's the truth. Living small will never protect you from judgment. It will only rob you of your dreams. The first step is recognizing it. When you notice yourself shrinking, ask, am I doing this for me or to keep someone else comfortable? You'll realize that playing small is not an act of kindness. It's a sacrifice of your true potential. Your path is yours. Don't apologize for walking it boldly. You can either stay small to keep others comfortable or grow into the person you're meant to be. There is no middle ground. Staying small feels safe, but the price is far too high. Missed opportunities, unfulfilled dreams, and a life lived beneath your potential. Think about it. Every time you hold back, you give away a piece of your future. Each compromise, every apology for your ambition, is a step away from the life you were meant to live. Your dreams were never designed to fit neatly into other people's expectations. Consider James, a talented musician who once put his career on hold to avoid tension with his family. They believed music wasn't a real career, and he didn't want to cause a rift. Years later, he realized the cost of his choice. Watching others live the dream he gave up. It was a harsh lesson, but one that pushed him back into his passion. Your dreams demand courage. Staying small will always feel easier at first, but it will never lead to fulfillment. You were made to grow, evolve, and expand. Don't trade your future for the temporary comfort of staying small. The most dangerous thing about jealousy isn't the jealousy itself, it's the self-doubt it creates. It starts with a subtle question: what if they're right? That question multiplies until it's woven into every decision you make. Suddenly you're questioning your worth, your path, and your ability to succeed. Self-doubt is the ultimate dream killer. It doesn't come in with loud warnings, it sneaks in quietly, planting seeds that grow into hesitation and fear. But here's the truth. You don't need their validation. You don't need their permission. You are enough. Every great success story began with someone who chose to trust themselves when no one else did. The world won't wait for you to believe in yourself. It's up to you to silence that doubt and move forward anyway. You've always had what it takes. It's time to own it. Take the story of Marcus, a young man with a dream to start his own business. His family insisted on a more stable career, telling him that entrepreneurship was too risky. At first, their words stung. They were his family. Shouldn't they believe in him? He almost gave up. The pressure was relentless, and the temptation to settle for less grew stronger every day. But deep down, he knew that giving up wasn't an option. He stopped seeking approval and focused on proving to himself that he could do it. The road wasn't easy, but Marcus stayed committed. His business eventually took off, and the same family members who once doubted him became his biggest supporters. He didn't wait for their approval, he gave it to himself. Marcus's story is a reminder that your path is valid, even if others can't see it. Don't wait for permission to live your dreams. The approval you're looking for, it's already within you. Loving your family doesn't mean sacrificing your future for their approval. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that saying no is selfish, or that setting boundaries makes you a bad person. But here's the truth. Boundaries are the foundation of self-respect. Without them, we give others the power to control our lives, often unintentionally, but the impact is still the same. Think of boundaries as the invisible lines that protect your peace, your growth, and your purpose. When you fail to draw those lines, you leave yourself wide open to the influence of other people's fears, doubts, and insecurities. Suddenly their opinions weigh more than your own voice, and their comfort takes priority over your dreams. But here's the shift you need to make. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. It's not about shutting people out, it's about making sure that your future isn't shaped by their expectations. Setting boundaries is an act of love, both for yourself and for them. It's a way to preserve relationships while staying true to your purpose. Ask yourself, where am I saying yes when I need to say no? What lines do I need to draw to protect my future? Once you define those boundaries, stand by them. Your dreams deserve that kind of protection. Think of jealousy as a mirror. When people see you growing, that mirror reflects what they feel they've lost or given up. It forces them to confront dreams they may have abandoned or potential they feel they never realized. Rather than facing those emotions, it's easier to redirect them at you. Understanding this doesn't excuse the behavior, but it gives you clarity. Their criticism isn't a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of their inner struggle. Knowing this helps you rise above the sting of their words and continue your journey without guilt or hesitation. Comparison is the root of many tensions. Family members, often without realizing it, begin to measure your success against their own missed opportunities. Your achievements can feel like a reminder of the things they once dreamed of but never pursued. What starts as admiration can quietly turn into resentment. Your success isn't the problem is the unspoken comparison it triggers. Have you ever sensed resentment from someone who once cheered you on? The shift is subtle but undeniable. You catch their half-hearted smile or their quick change of subject when you share your wins. This comparison trap breeds tension because it taps into their deepest regrets. But here's the key. Their journey is not yours. You don't need to apologize for growing. Your path is your own, and you must continue to walk it boldly, regardless of how it makes others feel. Fear plays a powerful role in family jealousy. When you grow, some may feel an unspoken fear that they'll be left behind, that your success will create a distance between you. It's not about malice or hatred. It's about the deep, unspoken fear of being forgotten or losing their connection with you. This fear often manifests as criticism, coldness, or withdrawal, but beneath it all, it's a cry for reassurance. They fear that your growth means there won't be room for them in your future. Compassion is key here. While it's not your job to manage their emotions, understanding their fear helps you respond with empathy instead of anger. Your growth isn't a threat, it's an invitation. Not everyone will be ready to accept that, and that's okay. Keep growing. Those who truly love you will find their way back in time. Consider the story of Sarah, a young entrepreneur who built a thriving business from the ground up. At first, her family cheered her on, but as her success grew, so did the distance between them. Her victories, instead of being celebrated, were met with subtle jabs and backhanded compliments. It's time to take back control of your life. The only person who gets to decide your future is you, not their jealousy, not their opinions, just you. For too long, you may have let other people's expectations dictate your path. Maybe it was out of love, maybe it was out of fear. Either way, it's kept you stuck in a story that isn't your own. But today, that ends. Here's the truth. You are responsible for your life. Not in a heavy, burdensome way, but in a liberating. When you own that responsibility, you take back your power. It's no longer about waiting for approval or permission. It's about rising above the noise, silencing the doubt, and focusing on growth. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not someday. Right now, take the first step. Shift your mindset. Set those boundaries and rise, because your future is waiting for you to show up. What if the very thing meant to break you becomes the fuel that builds you? The moments that hurt the most, the doubts, the rejection, the envy from others. What if those moments were never meant to destroy you but to strengthen you? Jealousy can be painful, especially when it comes from those closest to us. It makes you question yourself. You wonder if you're too much, if maybe you should shrink a little just to make others more comfortable. But here's the truth. Their jealousy isn't your problem to solve. Their doubts, their fears, those are reflections of their own struggles, not yours. What you do with those moments is what matters most. You have two choices. You can let those experiences break you, or you can let them build you. Every doubt can become fuel. Every rejection can push you closer to greatness. Every time someone tells you that you can't, you have the chance to prove that you can. Let their doubts fuel your determination. Let their fear push you into fearlessness. Turn every obstacle into an opportunity, every wound into wisdom. Ask yourself, what if this pain isn't here to stop me but to shape me? What if it's the very thing that will lead me to my purpose? Because it can, it will, if you let it. The first step in transforming your experience is simple but powerful. Acknowledge it, but don't let it define you. When people act out of jealousy or doubt, it's easy to absorb their negativity. You start believing their words, questioning your worth, and letting their struggles become your burden. But here's what you need to understand. Jealousy isn't about you. It's a reflection of their pain, their insecurities, and their own limitations. It has nothing to do with who you are. Think of it like a storm passing through. You can't control it, but you don't have to stand in the rain. You observe it, let it pass, and keep moving. The same goes for other people's emotions. When you acknowledge their feelings without internalizing them, you take back your power. Here's how you do it. First, recognize when someone's words or actions are coming from a place of insecurity. Second, remind yourself that it's their struggle, not yours. Third, make a conscious choice not to absorb it. Instead, let it fuel your growth. It's not about becoming cold or shutting people out. It's about understanding that their pain isn't yours to carry. Acknowledge it, release it, and stay focused on your path. The more you practice this, the lighter you'll feel. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to your peace. They're the lines you draw to protect your energy, your focus, and your future. When you don't set boundaries, you leave yourself open to everyone's opinions, emotions, and expectations. You start living for others, saying yes when you mean no, giving more than you have to give, and compromising on the dreams that matter most to you. But setting boundaries doesn't mean you love people less. It means you love yourself enough to protect what's sacred. Here's how you create those boundaries. Start by identifying what drains your energy. Is it constant criticism, unwanted advice, people who dismiss your goals? Once you know where your energy leaks, draw your line. Communicate it clearly and calmly. I care about you, but I need to protect my peace. And remember this, you can love them and still say no. You can care and still choose peace. Every time you set a boundary, you send a powerful message to yourself and to the world that your growth matters. Boundaries don't just protect your energy, they create the space you need to thrive. So, be unapologetic about them. This isn't about keeping others out, it's about giving yourself room to expand, to grow, and to become everything you're meant to be. Distractions come disguised as people's opinions, fears, and expectations. They whisper in your ear, pulling you away from the path you're meant to walk. If you're not careful, those distractions will plant seeds of doubt in your mind and take root in your life. That's why staying laser-focused on your goals isn't just important, it's essential. Your life is a garden. Every dream, every goal you have is a seed with the potential to grow into something incredible. But you have to water those dreams daily, through your actions, your choices, and your persistence. You can't let the weeds of negativity choke your growth. When people project their fears onto you, treat those moments like weeds that need pulling. Clear them out before they take over. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. Rejected by 12 publishers, facing criticism and self-doubt, she refused to let distractions define her story. She stayed focused, kept writing, and turned her dream into one of the most beloved book series in history. Every time you stay focused, you reclaim your power. You send a message to the universe that says, I'm serious about my dreams. So, stay the course, pull out the weeds, nurture your vision, and trust that your hard work will bear fruit. The garden of your life will flourish, not because it was easy, but because you stayed focused and refused to give up. Serena Williams didn't become one of the greatest athletes of all time without facing doubt, even from those around her. When she rose to prominence, not everyone believed she belonged in the world of elite tennis. There were whispers of doubt and unfair judgment from outsiders and insiders alike, but she stayed committed. She didn't let opinions define her. She used them as fuel. Serena didn't wait for permission to rise. She gave it to herself. Every setback became motivation. Every doubt became fuel for her determination. And through relentless focus and unshakable belief in herself, she proved every doubter wrong. That same power lives in you. You don't need approval. You need commitment. You need belief. You need action. Who are you living for? Their expectations or your potential? The opinions of others may surround you, but they do not define you. You've spent too much time surviving family jealousy, shrinking to fit their comfort zones. It's time to break free. It's time to reclaim your voice, your vision, and your life. The power has always been yours. Claim it. Choose your dreams over their doubts. Choose your potential over their expectations. Step into your greatness and never look back. No one can live your truth but you. No one else has your voice, your vision, or your journey. For too long you've been shrinking, trying to fit into spaces that were never built for you. You've lived by their rules, played small to keep others comfortable, and ignored the fire in your soul. But that's not why you're here. You weren't created to blend in. You were born to stand out. Living for their approval is easy, but it comes at a cost. It keeps you trapped, endlessly chasing validation that will never truly satisfy you. You can either live for their approval or live for your purpose. You can't do both. So ask yourself, what's holding you back? Whose opinion are you still waiting for? The truth is, the approval you're seeking will never come, because it was never theirs to give. It's yours. Your greatness has been waiting for you to claim it. Owning your dreams, your power, your truth isn't selfish. It's a responsibility, because when you own your greatness, you give others permission to do the same. It's time. No more waiting, no more shrinking. Own your greatness, because no one else can do it for you. There's a kind of freedom that can't be bought or given. It's earned the moment you decide to live in your truth. Living for others may feel safe, but it's survival at best. Living in your truth, that's where thriving begins. It's where you stop pretending, stop adjusting, and start owning every part of who you are. But let's be real, standing in your truth isn't easy. The world won't always applaud your growth. Some will question your decisions. Others will resist your transformation because it reminds them of the changes they're too afraid to make. Think about Rosa Parks. She could have stayed silent, accepted the way things were, but she didn't. She chose her truth over comfort, her purpose over fear. That one act of courage inspired generations. Or take Oprah Winfrey. Told she didn't belong in television. She could have let those words define her. Instead, she built her own platform, her own truth, and became one of the most powerful voices in media. Standing in your truth doesn't mean the path will be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because every step you take in your truth strengthens you, it frees you, and the more you live in that truth, the less the world's opinions matter. Your truth is your power. Don't water it down, don't apologize for it. Own it, live it, and watch how life opens up in ways you never thought possible. Your words are powerful, more powerful than you've been taught to believe. Every word you speak is a seed planted in your mind, shaping your reality. If you keep saying, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," those thoughts will grow into limits that bind you. But when you start affirming your purpose, everything changes. Affirmations are not just feel-good phrases. They are tools that can rewire your mindset and unleash unstoppable confidence. Every day, wake up and speak life into your dreams. Say it out loud. I am enough. My path is valid. My future is limitless. Don't just say it, believe it, feel it, and watch how your energy shifts. Consider it like building a foundation. With every positive affirmation, you're laying a brick that supports your purpose. Eventually that foundation becomes unshakable, but you have to be consistent. Repetition is the key. When doubts creep in, respond with truth. When others try to make you question your value, remind yourself, I was made for this. Write your affirmations where you can see them. On your mirror, your phone, your journal. Let them be a constant reminder of who you're becoming. Your mind is always listening. Feed it with words that build, not words that break. Affirm your purpose daily, and you won't just believe in your dreams, you'll start living them. You are the sum of the people you surround yourself with. Your tribe is your mirror. It reflects either your strength or your self-doubt. If you're surrounded by people who constantly feed you negativity and doubt, it won't be long before you start believing their version of you. But when you surround yourself with those who inspire, challenge, and support you, your growth becomes unstoppable. So ask yourself, who are the people in your life? Do they lift you up, or do they weigh you down? Your circle doesn't need to be big. just needs to be strong. One person who believes in you can be worth more than 10 who doubt you. Start building that circle. Seek out people who are walking a similar path. Join communities that align with your values and vision. Connect with mentors, peers, and dreamers who remind you what's possible. You don't have to do this alone. Find the ones who celebrate your wins and help you learn from your losses. And remember, sometimes you'll need to distance yourself from those who drain your energy. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Protect your space, because your dreams are too important to be surrounded by the wrong energy. Surround yourself with people who see your greatness, even on the days when you forget it. Your tribe matters. Choose it wisely. Every victory matters, no matter how small. But too often, we wait for permission to celebrate. We wait for someone else to acknowledge our progress, as if our success only becomes real when it's validated by others. But here's the truth. Seeking permission keeps you small. Giving yourself permission makes you unstoppable. Every step forward is worth celebrating. That small win today, it's proof that you're moving in the right direction. Don't brush it off. Honor it. Recognize it. These little moments of victory are what build momentum. The journey isn't just about reaching the final goal. It's about learning to find joy and pride in every step along the way. So, pause and give yourself credit. You're not who you were yesterday, and that's worth celebrating. Your journey is unfolding beautifully, one victory at a time. You've done the work, you've grown, you've fought to become the person you are today. Now the question is, will you claim your power? Your dreams are valid, your path is yours, your future is waiting. But it won't happen until you decide, until you take full ownership of your life. Stop waiting for permission. Stop doubting your worth. The only thing standing between you and your power is the decision to own it. This is your time. This is your moment. Step into it fully. The power has always been yours. Claim it. You didn't come this far just to stop now. Think about everything you've been through, every challenge, every setback, every obstacle that tried to break you but didn't. You are still here, stronger, wiser, more resilient. Take a moment and reflect on how far you've already come. You are not defined by your failures. You're defined by how you rise from them. You are a phoenix rising, built from the ashes of every obstacle you've ever faced. Each setback was a lesson. Each challenge shaped you into who you are today. And who you are is someone powerful beyond measure. Remind yourself daily, you are strong, you are capable, you are unstoppable. When doubt creeps in, speak back with confidence. When life tests you, stand tall and push forward. You've conquered battles before, and you will again. Never forget who you are. A warrior, a survivor, and someone destined for greatness. Every moment you wait for their approval is a moment you give away your power. Think about that. How many dreams have you delayed because you were waiting for permission? How many ideas have you buried because someone else didn't understand them? Here's the truth. Their opinions are theirs. Your life is yours. Chasing approval is like running on a treadmill. It exhausts you, but it takes you nowhere. No matter how hard you run, you'll never reach the finish line if you keep seeking validation from others. Approval isn't the goal. Self-trust is. Trust yourself enough to take action without the applause. Give yourself permission to be bold, even when it feels risky. Your worth isn't measured by how many people agree with you. It's measured by your courage to be true to yourself. Stop trying to fit into the mold others created for you. Break free, take up space, live fully. You don't need their approval because you already have everything you need inside you. Let go of their opinions and watch how far you can fly when you stop waiting for permission. What bold step can you take today to claim your future? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be bold. Because the way you move today defines where you stand tomorrow. Every decision, every action creates a ripple effect in your life. Playing it safe keeps you exactly where you are. But taking bold steps, that's what changes everything. Look at anyone who's ever achieved something great, and you'll find a moment when they took a leap of faith. Steve Jobs dropped out of college to chase his vision. Oprah walked through countless doors slammed in her face until one opened. Every success story starts with a bold decision. So what's yours? What's the one thing you've been holding back on? The one step you've been too scared to take? Small steps build momentum, and momentum transforms your life. Don't wait for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. Don't wait for fear to disappear. It won't. Take the step anyway. Each bold move brings you closer to the life you've been dreaming of. Every failure, every setback, every rejection, it all fuels your rise. Think about it. Every struggle you've faced has left behind lessons, strength, and wisdom. It didn't break you, it built you. You've walked through fire and survived. You are a phoenix rising from the ashes of every challenge life threw at you. What if every struggle has prepared you for this moment? What if everything you thought was holding you back was actually sharpening you for something greater? Resilience isn't about never falling, it's about always rising. It's about knowing that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you have the power to stand back up. So, rise. Rise from every failure that told you it was over. Rise from every rejection that made you question your worth. Rise from every disappointment that dimmed your light. You can rise again. You will rise again. The past doesn't define you, it refines you. Every time you get back up, you prove to the world and to yourself that you are unstoppable. The ashes of your struggles aren't your ending, they're your beginning. Step into your power. Step into your greatness. No more waiting, no more doubting, no more shrinking to fit into spaces too small for your vision. This is your life. This is your time. It's not coming someday, it's here right now. Every choice you've made, every battle you've fought has led you to this moment. You're not here by accident. You're here because you were meant to rise, to lead, to thrive. Your future is waiting, but it won't wait forever. The only thing standing between you and the life you were born to live is you. So claim it, own it, step into everything you were created to be, and never look back.